Hey everybody, we are going again. Like last week, we got our script, so got a few more things written than last time. A few more things I'd like to talk about and discuss. But we'll try not to take a lot of your time because that's what I aim to do. So, without further ado, I want to talk. It seems like every week, and we're gonna get this one out of the way. They haven't said officially, but the last 2, 3 weeks, every show I've talked about the whole corona and everything that's going around with that. And they're not officially stating this is the reason, but just announced a couple days ago. I think I just found out about it yesterday on Friday. Filming this on a Saturday, really late. It's actually technically Sunday. It's after midnight, but The Last of Us 2 has been indefinitely delayed. Their statement talks about how the game is going through the bug work. It's almost done. But with that said, they are still indefinitely delaying it. I have this tuft of hair that is sticking out on that side. They don't know when it's going to release it. They're saying it's not going to come out in May as planned. They have yet to directly say it's due to what's going on in the world, but it makes some sense that they want everybody to enjoy it at the same time. Therefore, the production is not going to release when they would like. And yeah, they're being a little bit vague, but we can kind of see through the lines. But with that said, apparently Iron Man VR is also on that same indefinitely delayed. That's another Sony property that's coming out for the PSVR. I'm not 100% sure if it's coming out for like the Rift or the Vive. Maybe it is, but either way, they've announced that game too being indefinitely delayed. So, well, that sucks. I have the collector's edition of The Last of Us 2 pre-ordered at Best Buy, and my pre-order will sit, I guess, until the day that it's ready. Who knows? They don't charge me until it ships or is ordered, so that's a plus. But yeah, so that sucks. It does. Yeah. On a plus side, Resident Evil 3 is out. That didn't get delayed. So, yeah. I'll talk about that at the end of this. I wish I should have thought ahead and grabbed the case, but I didn't, so I'm not going to. In other video game news, and then actually in VR news, I want to talk about two games in particular. The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. I'm hoping I wrote that name down right, but it's a VR game in the Walking Dead world. It is out now for the Oculus and like Steam and all the other ones. Not out yet for the PSVR. It is coming. They said they are making a version of it, which me being a Sony VR guy, yay! Excited, because I've heard good things. I've heard good reviews. It looks good. I actually wanted that last Walking Dead game that was made by the guys that did Payday, but then that got scrapped for consoles. So, but yeah, Saints and Sinners. They don't have a release date yet, but they did release this weird, like word search puzzle thing, and on the bottom, take it for whatever it was, it did say PSVR, like those letters in a line. That could just be random, or it could be them teasing what's coming. So, another VR game I want to talk about that I've been looking forward to on the Sony platform, because if you don't like me talking about Sony, sorry, that's what I talk about. Gorn, Gorn. It is a arena-based combat game, kind of cel-shady, cartoony. I watched some people do some plays of it, and like it's just over the top. It's got some pretty interesting physics, and it's violent. And one of the videos, if I remember, like you walk by doing this with holding the motion controllers like forward back. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, it's a big like gladiator style combat game with like maces and so swords and shit. But That is not out yet as well, but they are saying soon. They are also not saying what that truly means, but soon. So, looking forward to both of those two coming out. Yeah. I want to talk something that's it's old news, but I just feel like discussing it because I can, because this is my show. Not long ago, a couple months, maybe more, Sony officially, and I guess I was under a weird impression, but then, like, this is what I'm going to talk about. So you can example. I thought the Insomniac studio was owned by Sony because they've done Ratchet and Clank, they did the Resistance games, they did the Spider-Man game, but they were never officially a Sony entity. And I say that because there was a game that was released as a exclusive for the Xbox One. That game would be Sunset Overdrive. Never played it. I think it's on PC, so maybe one day I'll play it. But the only reason I'm bringing all this up is now that Sony has officially acquired Insomniac as an in-house studio. That's good for them. That's, they need these good studios to help make them good games. And the question, which doesn't have a good answer yet, is now that Sony owns that studio, they own all properties under that studio as well. So Sony officially owns an Xbox exclusive game, which is kind of funny because it makes you think, like, if somebody were to go to, well, not right now, you can't go anywhere, maybe Target, but if they found a copy, bought it brand new, who gets the money? Does Sony get a cut? It's just weird, but I bring all this up because, I'm curious if we will ever see a port of Sunset Overdrive onto the PS4, PS5, PS whatever. I don't think it's sold well enough that it's gonna happen, but I can dream, so, I want to dream a little bit. Some say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not. So, in other news, I want to talk, and this one's going to be weird because I wrote the guy's last name down, but I wrote it in Sharpie, so my writing sucks to begin with. Let's add the fact that I wrote something in a big blotchy Sharpie. But the director, whose name I believe is Christopher Gaines, who was involved in the first and second Silent Hill movies. Yeah, we're mentioning Silent Hill. But, he has stated that he wants to do another one. I am all for that, as Konami has been doing nothing good with that license. Even I think I talked about a week or two rumors of a new game coming out, maybe even Kojima, who knows, but he's got some other horror thing in mind. But regardless of what's going on in the video game aspect, he wants to do another movie. Now, the first Silent Hill movie is, I think, and people can, tear me apart for this one, I think it's probably the best video game movie. Like, I think it's really good. It took the idea, it remixed it a little bit. In the first one, you played as the dad looking for the daughter. The movie, it's the mom looking for the daughter. But I thought it did it really, really well. Just everything, it was good. You had the skin tearing, like, that was messed up. You had Laurie Holden from The Walking Dead being burned alive, being barbecued. That was messed up, but, like, as a movie. And then the barbed wire at the end. Ooh. But it was a good movie for a video game adaptation. It was a good horror movie. They did a sequel. The sequel is not as good until the end, and mild spoiler here, but the ending, we'll see. The ending managed to tie in two different video games in about 30 seconds. It managed to tease Silent Hill Downpour and Origins, which was the handheld, the one that eventually got released on console. It teased both of those back to back, like, just really quick, and that was the highlight of the whole movie. So if they want to make another one, it would be in the town of Silent Hill, of course. I'm all for that. I hope it's not a straight to DVD. I hope it gets the budget behind. I hope he gets a good script, and it'll be interesting to see what he does, if any of the returning cast. That because we ended, not counting the teasers for the 2 games, with more spoilers. It's an old movie. How can I spoil an old movie? We ended with the father going back into Silent Hill looking for his wife because she's still there, and the daughter gets out with the Kit Harington dude from Game of Thrones who's got the symbols carved on him, and yeah, he was in it. But the same director, though, I want to add this little side note, also wants to make a Fatal Frame movie. So I'd never played many of the Fatal Frames. The little bit I know of them, they are kind of creepy. Ghost inspired ones. The things I was reading about this is he wants it to be true. He wants it to be like set in kind of Japan area. So I think both of those could be pretty good. I'm always intrigued for new ideas and see how, anything's got to be better than like the crap that Uwe Boll makes. Even though it's funny, like Postal, I don't care. It's a bad video game movie. It's still funny. Doom, it was entertaining, but like everything's better than Super Mario, right? So, but yeah, that's all kind of interesting. Speaking of video game movies, the thing at the top there, Dragon's Lair, they want to make a movie out of it, and right now they're eyeing Ryan Reynolds to star in it. So, I don't really have much to say. I don't know exactly how you would translate that to a movie, being that it's like medieval times, which that part's the easy part, but the video game all was like, yeah, the little thing left, right, decisions, right? So I think that would be kind of weird to properly translate to a movie, but I think you get the right people on board, maybe. So there's not a lot known about that. I just felt like talking, saying, hey, Dragon's Lair, they want to make a movie. Ryan Reynolds is being eyed, so. Not too much left. I want to talk a little bit more. I want to talk about, what do I want to talk about? Well, of course we're going to talk about that. But I'm making sure I've covered all my other chapters. Oh, speaking of movies real quick, last week I mentioned they're doing a sequel, Train to Busan, called like Peninsula. They officially dropped a trailer for it. It's good. It looks awesome. I'm excited. No idea when it's coming out exactly. No idea if it's going to be Netflix exclusive or whatever. I'm excited for it. It's called Train to Busan Peninsula, or like Train to Busan Presents Peninsula. It's got a weird name, but zombies, in that same culture. I talked about last week. The budget's doubled. Yeah. Check out the trailer. Look it up. Train to Busan Peninsula. You'll see it. So before I talk about that final thing, I want to mention one other thing. It's April, what is it, 5th now? 4th, 5th? I don't know. It's Sunday, midnight, time travel. It goes back and forth. But with all the shit going on, something that came out, that was announced a couple days ago, and it got a accompanying trailer. And it came out right around April 1st, so it's one of those... But apparently we are finally going to get the 5 remaining episodes of Rick and Morty. And it's coming out next month. So, May something. I just wrote May. I don't think there's an actual date other than May. I think it's right here. Rick and Morty. But yeah, we are fine. Maybe they drop this to be like, hey, you know how everything sucks? Rick and Morty's going to happen. More of it. So, I'm always looking forward to that. Because I love Morty, and I hope Morty loves me. So, finally, I covered everything that I scribbled on here. I do want to take a moment here to do just a mini review. I know, I'm already at, I can take a minute of your time. It's going to be a minute review. I just want to talk a little bit about Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. It came out Friday. I'm recording this late Saturday/Sunday. 5 hours in, 5.5 hours, I think it took me. I don't know. Either way, I beat it. I had a half day at my real job and a day off. So yeah, I grinded it. I'm not gonna go into any spoilers about it, but I do just want to say it was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching the cutscenes, just kind of seeing how things are going. The dodge system is frustrating to me. Like, I kept getting bit because of that. Although I was able to use the dodge system very well against the Nemesis, which is, weird. I want to talk briefly about the Nemesis himself. I played through and beat the game just on the standard difficulty. There's the aim assist difficulty standard, hardcore, and then apparently if you beat it, I saw a trophy talking about an Inferno mode, so I'm guessing that's hard. But on standard mode, the Nemesis wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be. Like, I was expecting everything I was reading, saying like, oh my god, it's like Mr. X, but worse. Yes and no. Like, he's a pain in the ass, but in Resident Evil 2, I was constantly trying to navigate the police station, and I had to plan my path based on where he is, and I'm sitting there listening in the headphones for the thump of his footsteps. At least on my first playthrough here with the Nemesis, I did a lot of running from him. I've already started an aim assist playthrough just to kind of go through and see what I missed, and with that I was able to just start with the machine gun and down his ass. So that was fun. But like, getting away from him a lot, I really didn't feel like I was having to fight and work around him as much. So, and then a couple of the boss battles with him, not going into any spoilers, they weren't really hard. It was just more, as long as you're staying on your toes, knowing this is definitely more action-y at times, yeah, it wasn't that bad. But overall, really enjoyable. Graphics are awesome, gameplay is awesome, weapons are fun, everything's just is good. I was texting a buddy of mine who's going to watch this, because he probably does, and he mentioned Code Veronica. Would be interesting to see that, if they're going to continue doing, like, rehashing old Resident Evils, which we're obviously buying. We bought 2, 3. They are talking about Resident Evil 8 down the road, but I agree with what Chris said, and yeah, I think Code Veronica would be pretty cool to see get this full treatment. Don't know if it's going to happen. I did mention a week or two ago one other thing, and like, eventually I'm going to try to do the timeline video. I don't know when that's happening, but I really, really would love to see Dino Crisis get, like, not only resurrected, but resurrected with this treatment. The original Dino Crisis, if there is, like, Capcom throw out a feeler to see if anybody cares, but it'd be really cool to see it get this full-on New Age treatment. Don't know if that's going to happen. That's just wishful thinking, but Code Veronica would be pretty cool too. So, the game itself, yeah, not the longest game. Apparently there's a trophy for beating it under 2 hours, which took me 5.5-ish, but that's because I explored, took my time, watched all the cutscenes. I imagine, like, I could cut that time down a little bit, especially on an easier difficulty, especially with some of the stuff you can unlock later. Some of the, like, infinite ammo and such, maybe. But either way, really, really fun. Very enjoyable. Very pretty. I recommend it. I'm going to leave it at that. And with that, I don't think I have anything else to say. So with the last seconds in this video, I'm simply going to say, be safe and be kind. Until next time.